And if you look at David Crow's comment piece of Tomorrow's Age, he says petty tribalism is fracturing the nation. Couldn't agree more, David. I just want to... the Splash has no choice over lockdown, but the single column down the side, Prime Minister Scott Morrison is offering more generous coronavirus support to people who lose work hours, as economists warn the latest lockdown will throw thousands out of a job. Under the new arrangements, the second tweak to the system in a week, people who have lost work hours because of coronavirus restrictions will receive payments once a lockdown extends past 7 days. Well, this is a 5-day lockdown, but of course we're talking in Sydney about a 5-week lockdown. I just worry, Lisa, that at some point the piper has to be paid. These welfare slash concessions for business people, they are obviously, you know, welcome and necessary, but gee, at some point, you know, there's a lot of money that has to be paid back as a result of government borrowing on this.
And I was trying to get a handle on what the figures are, and there are a lot of different figures around, but one of them is New South Wales or Sydney has lost it's cost them about $3 billion over the 3-week lockdown period so far. So we're talking billions and billions of dollars that state has lost. And a lot of that, we know, is coming from small business. But you mentioned Scott Morrison and the funding and the fight. So Daniel Andrews was very, very clear today that there should not be this 7-day wait for these payments. And of course, the backfight behind all of this is it's very easy for the premiers to throw their states into lockdown and then turn to the federal government and say, well, you pick up the tab for this. So Andrews was saying from the minute we're in lockdown, that's when we need help. That's when the support has to come. And Paul Murray just moments ago, after having the Prime Minister on the program, was able to announce that there's been some deals struck between Premier Daniel Andrews and Scott Morrison tonight. So quite incredibly, like 6 hours or so after that very, very lengthy press conference that Daniel Andrews is back to holding, they've managed to secure some sort of deal, which we'll find out more details about tomorrow. But it looks like you'll be able to apply immediately. So the moment 1 minute past midnight, when they're in lockdown, they'll then be able to be eligible for that funding. So there'll be funding for individuals through the Commonwealth government, because Victoria will be pronounced a hotspot, but then it'll be up to Daniel Andrews, I think, to look after the businesses. So that will be the focus tomorrow, watching what the case numbers are, but also what financial help is going to be there for, you know, like you say, all the business owners, people working in hospitality who have instantly just lost hours. They're the people. It's the real impact. And that's why there is so much anger. There's a lot of fear, but there's anger. And there were reports tonight that there was even some sort of semi-protest on the streets in Victoria because people are almost, you know, they're at their wits' end. This is their 5th lockdown. Lockdown 5.0 for Victoria.